Captain Lee Hain looked out at the stars from his chair on the bridge. The used Dauntless was Earth's first ship built to travel between star systems. It had been flying for 6 months now, exploring space far from home. Lee Hain felt proud too. "Be its captain. Captain, we are getting close to the Proxima system," said Navigator Park Mina. She was a small woman with sharp eyes who never made mistakes with directions. "Good, begin the scan," Lee Hain said. "Let's see what's out there." Chief Engineer Kim Jun worked at his station. He was a big man with thick hands, but he was gentle with the ship's machines. "All systems are working fine, Captain. The engines are running smooth." Communications Officer Choi Hannah sat at her desk, listening to radio waves from space. She wore headphones and watched her screens carefully. "Captain, I'm picking up something strange," she said. "What kind of strange?" Lee Hain asked. "Radio signals. But they're not from Earth. And they're not natural space noise either." Lee Hain felt his heart beat faster. "Are you saying we found aliens?" "Maybe," Choi Hannah said.
The signals are very
"Organized. Like someone is talking." "Can you understand what they're saying?" "Not yet, but Arya might be able to help." Arya was the ship's computer brain. It was very smart and could learn new things quickly. The crew had named it after a character from an old Earth story. "Arya, can you look at these signals?" Lee Hain asked. A calm voice came from the speakers. "Yes, Captain. I am studying the patterns now. Please wait." The bridge became quiet. Everyone watched their screens and waited. Lee Hain could hear his own breathing. Finding aliens would change everything for humans. But would it be good or bad? "Analysis complete," Arya said after 10 minutes. "These are definitely alien communications. The language has mathematical patterns. I can translate some of it." "What are they saying?" Park Mina asked. "The translation is not perfect yet." "I can understand parts of it. They are talking about ... Earth." Lee Hain felt cold. "Our Earth." "Yes, Captain. They know about our planet. They had been watching us for how long?" "The signals suggest many years, perhaps decades." Choi Hannah looked. "Scared, Captain? There's more signals coming in." "Much more." "Put it on the main screen," Lee Hain said. The big screen in front of them lit up with words. Arya translated the alien language into English as it came in. What they read made everyone feel sick. Target confirmed. Third planet of Sol system. Species. Classification. Rapid breeding pest. Estimated population. 8.2 billion units. Threat level. Growing. Before space expansion. Fleet status. 500 ships ready for cleansing operation. Kim Jun stood up from his chair. "They want to kill us all." "Keep reading," Lee Hain said, cute even though he didn't want to. More alien words appeared on the screen. Previous operations successful. On 17 worlds, no species has survived our cleansing protocols. Humans show typical pattern: fast reproduction, resource consumption, aggressive expansion. Complete surface sterilization. Timeline. Fleet departs in 30 rotations. Arrival at target in 180 rotations. After cleansing, planet suitable for Velkari colonization. Park Mina was doing math in her head. "Captain, if their rotations are like our days, they're leaving. In 1 month, they'll reach Earth in 6 months." "How many ships did they say?" Lee Hain asked. 500, Choi Hannah whispered. Everyone was quiet. Earth's entire space fleet had maybe 50 ships, and most of those were just for moving around the solar system. None of them were built to fight. "Arya, are you getting more information about these aliens?" Lee Hain asked. "Yes, Captain." They call themselves the Velkari Empire. They appear to be a large group of species working together. They've been expanding across this part of the galaxy for thousands of years. What happened to the other species they found? According to their records, all were eliminated. The Velkari do not negotiate or make peace. They see other intelligent species as competitors for resources. Kim Jun hit his fist on his desk. "They talk about us like we're bugs." "That appears to be accurate," Arya said. "Their language has no words for diplomacy with other species, only words for elimination and cleansing." Lee Hain tried to stay calm, but his hands were shaking. "Can we contact Earth from here?" "Not directly," Choi Hannah said. "We're too far away. We could send a message drone. How long would it take to reach Earth? 3 months, if we launch it now. That would give her 3 months to prepare, Park Mina said. Prepare for what? Kim Jun asked. We can't fight 500 alien ships, Captain Arya said. I am detecting a new problem. What now? Our engines were damaged by the solar storm we passed through yesterday. I did not mention it because the damage seemed minor. But now I see it is worse than I thought. Li Hyun felt his stomach drop. How bad? We can return to Earth, but the trip will take 5 months instead of 2 months. We will arrive only 1 month before the alien fleet and the message drone. The drone is also damaged. I cannot guarantee it will reach Earth. The bridge became very quiet. Everyone understood what this meant. They were Earth's only warning system. If they failed to get home, no one would know about the alien attack until it was too late. Captain Park, Mina said slowly, there's something else. I've been listening to more of their communications. The aliens. No, they're not just planning to attack Earth. What do you mean? They're excited about it. They see humans as the most dangerous species they've found so far. Dangerous. But they said we were pests. Yes, but dangerous pests. They're bringing extra ships because they think we might fight back harder than other species did. Choi Hannah looked at her captain. Maybe that's good. Maybe it means we have a chance. Lee Hyun stood up and looked at his crew. These people had trusted him to lead them on humanity's first journey to other stars. Now they might be the only ones who could save their entire species. Kim Jun, I need you to fix our engines. Do whatever it takes, but get us home fast. Yes, Captain. Joy. Hannah, keep listening to their signals. Learn everything you can about their ships, their weapons, their plans. Already on it, Captain. Park Mina, plot the fastest course back to Earth. Break every speed rule if you have to. Understood, Captain. Lee Hyun looked out at the stars. Again, somewhere out there, 500 alien ships were getting ready to destroy his home. But the aliens had made one mistake. They had let humans find out about their plan. Arya, begin recording everything we learn about these aliens. Every detail might save lives. Recording started, Captain. The Dauntless turned around and began its long journey home. Behind them, alien voices filled the space with plans of death and destruction. Ahead of them waited Earth, unaware that its greatest test was coming, but Captain Lee Hyun and his crew carried something the aliens didn't expect. Warning, knowledge, and time to prepare. The question now was whether it would be enough. The used Dauntless limped into Earth orbit after 5 long months. Captain Lee Hyun had not slept well in weeks. Every day that passed meant less time to prepare for the alien attack. Earth Control, this is Captain Lee Hyun of the Dauntless. Have an emergency. I need to speak to Admiral Song My-rae immediately. Captain Lee Hyun, you're not supposed to be back for 3 more months. What's wrong? Just get me the Admiral now. Within an hour, Lee Hyun stood in the United Earth Defense Council meeting room. Round the big table sat the most important people on Earth. Admiral Song My-rae was a tough woman with gray hair who had fought in 3 wars. Defense Minister Yoon. Taiho was a smart man who usually stayed calm during problems. Captain, your report sounds impossible, Admiral Song said. Aliens want to destroy Earth. Yes, Admiral. In 4 months, 500 alien ships will arrive here. They plan to kill every human on the planet. Show them the recordings, Kim Jun said. Arya played the alien communications they had recorded. The room became very quiet as the translations appeared on the screen. Words like pest, cleansing, and sterilization made everyone's faces turn pale. Defense Minister Yoon leaned forward. How do we know this is real? Because we've been watching their communications for months, Choi, Hannah said. They talk about us like farmers talk about rats in their grain. Dr. Kong Sujin, Earth's top scientist who studied alien life, spoke up. I've been looking at this data for the past hour. The language patterns are too complex to be fake. Is real? What did they say about other species they found? Admiral Song asked. 17 worlds destroyed, Lee Hyun said. Every intelligent species they found was wiped out completely. Some fought back, but none survived. The room fell silent. Everyone was thinking the same thing. How could Earth fight aliens who had already destroyed 17 civilizations? Dr. Kong raised her hand. I found something interesting. The aliens always won their battles very quickly. Most species were defeated in days or weeks. How is that good news? Minister Yoon asked. Because it means they never faced a long fight. They're used to quick, easy victories. They might not know how to handle a species that refuses to give up. Engineer Bae Woojin, Earth's best builder of machines, had been studying the alien technology. Data? Their ships are more advanced than ours, but not by as much as I expected. Maybe 50 years ahead, not 500. 50 years is still a lot, Admiral Song said. Yes, but humans learn fast when we have to, Bae said. Give me 4 months and enough resources, and I can close that gap. What do you need? Minister Yoon asked. Everything. Every factory, every scientist, every engineer on Earth, and I need them to work like their lives depend on it. 'Cause they do, Lee Hein said quietly. Over the next 3 days, Earth changed completely. The news about the alien attack spread. To every country, at first people panicked. Cities had riots. Some people tried to escape to underground bunkers. But then something amazing happened. Humans did what they always did when facing extinction. They came together. Countries that had been enemies for decades started working together. Russia shared its best rocket technology with America. China opened its factories to European engineers. India sent its top computer experts to help Brazil build defense systems. Military strategist Lim Sora was put in charge of Earth's defense plan. She was a small woman who looked harmless, but her mind worked like a war machine. Cannot win. By fighting them the way they expect, she told the War Council. They have more ships, better weapons, and thousands of years of experience. So what do? Admiral Song asked. We fight dirty. We use tricks. We make them scared. Scared. They have 500 ships. But they've never lost a battle. Lim said with a smile. They don't know what fear feels like. We're going to teach them. Engineer Bae worked day and night in his new laboratory. He had the best minds from every country helping him. They studied every piece of alien technology. Data that Arya had recorded. Wow. Look at this, he said to his team. Their shields work differently than we expected. They're very strong against energy weapons, but weaker against physical attacks. What does that mean? Asked Dr. Chen, a physicist from Canada. It means ramming might work better than shooting ramming. You mean flying our ships into theirs? We have to, yes. Meanwhile, Dr. Kang was making her own discoveries. The aliens breathe a different mix of gases than we do. Their atmosphere has more methane. Their body temperature is lower. Can we use that against them? Maybe, if we can get close enough. But the most important work was happening in secret. Facilities around the world, Earth's best hackers and computer experts were working on something special. They called it Project Echo. Communications officer Choi Hannah had joined this team. We've been studying their communication systems, she explained to the council. We can understand their language now, but more importantly, we can speak it. You want to talk to them? Minister Yoon asked. Lim Sora said, we want to scare them. The plan was becoming clear. Earth would not just defend itself. It would attack the aliens' minds before their ships even arrived. They think we're stupid animals, Lee Haeon said. They think we'll panic and run around like chickens when they arrive. Instead, we'll be waiting for them, Admiral Song said. All around Earth, new weapons were being built. But these were not normal weapons. They were designed using alien technology, but improved with human creativity. The orbital defense platforms looked like simple metal structures, but inside them were weapons that should not exist yet. Bae and his team had taken alien designs and made them better. How is this possible? Dak Tukong asked, as she watched a test of the new shield system. Humans are good at taking ideas and making them better, Bae said. The aliens are very smart, but they think in straight lines. We think in circles and spirals and zigzags. You mean we're more creative? We're more desperate? And desperate humans are the most dangerous thing in the universe. As the 4th month began, Earth was ready in ways the aliens could never imagine. But the real surprise was not the weapons or the shields. The real surprise was the message humanity was preparing to send in hidden bunkers around the world. Humans were recording videos. Soldiers talked about the wars they had fought, Survivors spoke about disasters they had lived through. Children sang songs about never giving up. When the aliens arrive, Limsora explained, they expect to find a planet full of scared animals. Instead, they're going to find something they've never seen before. What's that? Li Hayan asked. A species that gets stronger when you try to kill it. Captain Li Hin stood on the bridge of Earth's new command ship. It was bigger and more powerful than the Dauntless, built using alien technology, but powered by human determination. Through the window, you could see the orbital platforms floating in space. They looked peaceful, almost beautiful. The aliens would see them and think they understood what they were facing. They would be very, very wrong. 4 months ago, we were just explorers, Parkmina said as she joined him at the window. Now we're Earth's guardians, Li Hayan replied. Do you think we can win? Li Hayan smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of a human who had been pushed too far. The aliens made one big mistake. What's that? They gave us time to get angry. In space, alarm signals were starting to appear on long-range sensors. The Velkari fleet was coming, but Earth was ready. And the aliens were. About to learn why humans were the most dangerous species in the galaxy, they just didn't know it yet. Fleet Admiral Korthok stood on the bridge of his massive warship, the Deathbringer. He was tall and thin, with 4 arms and skin that looked like gray metal. His large black eyes had no kindness in them. Behind him stretched 500 Velkari. Ships, the largest invasion fleet ever assembled. Report, he said in his cold voice. You've arrived at the human system, Admiral, his navigator said. The 3rd planet is directly ahead. Korthok looked at the small blue world on his screen. It looked so peaceful, so weak. How many defense ships do they have? Our scanners show approximately 50 primitive vessels. Nothing that can threaten us. Excellent. This will be over quickly, just like the others. Korthak had destroyed 17 worlds before this one. Every time, the local species either ran away or fought back with weak weapons. Some begged for mercy. Others tried to hide. All of them died. Begin standard cleansing formation, he ordered. Target their cities first. Leave no survivors. But as the Velkari fleet moved toward Earth, something unexpected happened. Every communication channel in the solar system suddenly came alive with a single message. It was broadcast in perfect Velkari language spoken by a human voice. We know. You're here. We know what you planned. We have a simple message for you. Run. Korthok's eyes went wide. How do they know our language? Unknown, Admiral, but there's more. The human broadcast continued. Fleet Admiral Korthok of the Deathbringer. Ship identification VK2847. You have 127,000 soldiers on your ship. Your wife's name is Seclara. Your homeworld is Velkari Prime, 3rd moon, northern continent. Korthak felt something he had never felt before. Shock. How is this possible? Commander Viltek of the Star Crusher, the broadcast went on. You killed your brother to get promoted, ship VK3291. You have a scar on your left arm from the Battle of Zarian. One by one, the human voice spoke about Velkari commanders. Their ships, their personal secrets, their battle records. Information that should have been impossible for primitive humans to know. Admiral, his communication officer, said with fear in his voice, they know everything about us. The broadcast changed. Now it was showing images on their screens. Pictures of Velkur military bases, maps of their homeworlds, lists of their weapon types and ship designs. This is impossible, Korthok whispered. Then the humans did something that made his blood freeze. The orbital platforms around Earth suddenly lit up with energy. But these were not primitive human weapons. They were Velkari weapons. Advanced Velkari weapons that should not exist in this system. Admiral, his weapons officer shouted. Those platforms are using our shield technology, and our plasma cannons, and our stealth systems. As if to prove the point, 50 human ships suddenly appeared around the Velkari fleet. They had been invisible, hiding using technology that the aliens thought only they possessed. Communications. Officer Han Ji-hoon sat in Earth's command center, speaking into his microphone with a calm voice. He had practiced this moment for months. Fleet Admiral Korthok, he said in perfect Valkyrie, you came here expecting to find frightened animals. You found something else. On his screen, Han could see the alien ships. They'd stopped moving. Toward Earth, they were just floating in space, as if they couldn't believe what was happening. See, Admiral, we humans have a saying, know your enemy. For 4 months, we have been studying you, learning about you, preparing for you. Admiral Song Murray watched from the command center as the psychological warfare campaign unfolded exactly as planned. The aliens had expected to find a helpless world. Instead, they found humans who knew their names, their secrets, and their weaknesses. Phase 2, she ordered. Engineer Bai Wujin pressed a button. Around Earth, more platforms powered up. These showed weapons that were even more advanced than Valkyrie technology. Weapons that should not exist anywhere in the galaxy. Impossible, Korthok said as he stared at his screens. Those designs? They're improvements on our best technology? How did they... ... Admiral, his science officer said with a shaking voice. The humans have advanced our technology by at least 50 years. In just 4 months. On Earth, Dr. Kong Sujin smiled as she watched the alien fleet's reaction. They're scared, she said. Look at their formation. They're pulling back. Good, said military strategist Lim Sora. Fear makes people make mistakes, even alien people. The human broadcast continued. Han's voice was still calm, but now it carried a different tone. A dangerous tone. You want to know how we did this, don't you? He said to the aliens. You want to know how a primitive species learned your secrets and improved your technology in just 4 months? Korthok found himself listening despite his fear. It's simple, Han continued. You made the same mistake that 17 other species made. You underestimated humans. But we are not like the others you destroyed. On the screens, images began to play. Videos of human wars. Pictures of cities destroyed and rebuilt. Stories of people who survived impossible disasters. We are the species that splits atoms for energy, Han said. We are the species that goes to space in metal tubes and thinks it's fun. We are the species that builds cities on top of earthquake zones and lives in deserts just because we can. More images played. Humans climbing mountains that could kill them. Humans diving into deep oceans. Humans exploring frozen wastelands and burning deserts. We are the species that looks at certain death and asks, how do we make this work for us? Korthok felt his confidence cracking. These humans were not acting like any species he had ever encountered. They should be begging for mercy. They were giving him a lecture. He gave us 4 months to prepare, Han continued. Do you know what humans can do in 4 months when their lives depend on it? The orbital platforms around Earth suddenly changed. They unfolded like metal flowers, revealing weapons that were beautiful and terrible at the same time. You can turn your own technology against you, Han said. You can build better versions of your best weapons. You can learn your language, study your culture, and find every weakness you have. Captain Lee Hayen stood on the bridge of humanity's new flagship, watching the alien fleet through the sensors. The ships were no longer moving toward Earth. Some were actually backing away. You're afraid, Park Mina said with wonder in her voice. Should be, Lee Han replied. The human broadcast reached its climax. Han's voice became hard as steel. Fleet Admiral Korthok, you came here to exterminate humanity, but you made one critical error. You announced your arrival to a species that has spent its entire existence turning disadvantages into advantages. On every Valkyrie ship, alarms were now ringing. Their computers had detected something impossible. Human ships were appearing everywhere. Ships that were faster, stronger, and more advanced than they should be. You expected to find victims, Han said. Instead, you found humans. And humans don't just survive, Admiral. We adapt. We overcome. We remember. The final message appeared. On every Valkyrie screen, in letters that burned with bright light, welcome to Earth. Now you understand why the galaxy should fear us, not the other way around. Your move, Admiral. Korthok stared at the message for a long time. Around him, his officers waited for orders. The invasion fleet that had never known defeat was frozen in space, facing something they had never encountered before. A species that fought back with intelligence, creativity, and absolute determination. For the first time in his long military career, Fleet Admiral Korthak wondered if he had made a terrible mistake. The humans were not prey. They were predators, and they had been given for months to sharpen their claws. Fleet Admiral Korthak tried to regain control. His fleet was the most powerful force in the galaxy. These humans could not possibly defeat them with tricks and stolen technology. All ships, attack formation, he ordered. Nor their psychological warfare. We have 500 ships, they have 50. But as the Valkyrie fleet moved forward, the humans showed them something new. Captain Osunhun commanded one of Earth's new attack ships. His vessel was small and fast, built for hit-and-run attacks. All units, begin Ghost Protocol, he said. Into his radio, 50 human ships suddenly vanished from Valkyrie sensors. They reappeared behind the alien fleet, attacking the rear ships before disappearing again. Each attack destroyed or damaged multiple Valkyrie vessels. How are they moving so fast? Korthak demanded. Unknown, Admiral. Their ships appear and disappear, like spirits. The human ships used tactics that made no sense to the aliens. Instead of fighting in neat formations, they attacked from all directions at once. Some human ships rammed directly into Valkyrie vessels, exploding on impact, but taking down much larger alien ships. They're destroying their own ships, a Valkyrie officer said in shock. They're using suicide attacks, Korthak realized. What? Kind of species destroys itself to win? The answer came through another human broadcast. Dr. Anyuna's voice filled the Valkyrie communication channels. She spoke calmly, as if she were teaching a class. Admiral, you seem confused by our tactics. Let me explain. Humans have been fighting wars for thousands of years. We have learned that sometimes dying for your cause is how you win. On the screens, images played showing human soldiers throughout history. Pilots who crashed their planes into enemy ships. Soldiers who threw themselves on bombs to save their friends. People who died to protect others. See, Admiral, you made another mistake. You think death is the worst thing that can happen to a species. For humans, there are things worse than death. Like what? Korthak found himself asking out loud. Like letting our families be murdered. Like watching our children die. Like giving up our freedom. More human ships appeared, these ones boarding Valkyrie vessels. The aliens watched in horror as human soldiers fought their way through alien corridors, using weapons and tactics that seemed insane. They're not wearing proper protective gear, Valkyrie commander reported. They're fighting in environments. That should kill them. Humans adapt, Dr. On's voice explained. We live on a planet with poisonous air, deadly radiation, and extreme weather. Your ship environments are comfortable for us. The boarding attacks were devastating. Humans fought with a ferocity that terrified the aliens. They used explosives. In close combat. They turned Valkyrie weapons against their owners. They never retreated, even when badly wounded. What are they made of? Korthak whispered. As if she could hear him, Dr. On answered, We are made of stardust and stubbornness, Admiral. We are made of curiosity and determination. We are made of love for our families and hatred for those who threaten them. But the real shock came when the humans revealed their secret weapon. Dr. On's voice became cold. Admiral, my team has spent 4 months studying your biology. We know how your bodies work. We know what chemicals can kill you. We know what diseases you fear. On every Valkyrie ship, screens showed detailed biological weapons designed specifically to target alien DNA, viruses that could wipe out entire Valkyrie worlds, poisons that could be put in their air or water. We could have used these weapons immediately, Dr. On continued. We could have killed your entire fleet in minutes. You know why we didn't? Korthak waited, afraid to hear the answer. Because we wanted you to understand something first. We wanted you to know that humans don't just fight with weapons. We fight with our minds. We fight with our hearts. We fight with everything we have. The psychological campaign intensified. Park Dong-yoon, broadcasting from Earth's communication center. began showing the aliens something that broke their spirits completely. "Let me tell you about human history," he said, as images filled their screens. The aliens saw videos of human wars, battles where humans fought against impossible odds and won, at cities that were destroyed and rebuilt stronger than before. People who survived disasters that should have killed them. "This is the Battle of Stalingrad," Park said, showing images of a ruined city. "Humans fought here for 200 days. Both armies were almost destroyed, but the humans never gave up." More images followed. Humans exploring space, diving to the bottom of oceans, climbing the highest mountains. "This is Mount Everest. Humans climb it because it's dangerous. Many die trying, but we keep climbing. This is the Chernobyl nuclear accident. Radiation should have killed everyone nearby. Instead, humans went in to stop the disaster. Many died, but they saved millions of others." Korthok watched in growing horror as he began to understand what his fleet was really fighting. "These humans," he said quietly, "they don't fight wars. They fight extinction events, and they win." The final phase of the battle began when Admiral Song Marais sprang her trap. "All ships, reveal yourselves," she ordered. The orbital defense platforms that had been floating around Earth suddenly unfolded. They were not platforms at all. They were massive warships, disguised and waiting. The 50 human ships the aliens had counted multiplied into hundreds. Earth had been hiding its true fleet in the shadow of the planet using advanced stealth technology. "Impossible," Korthok breathed. "We scanned the system. There were only 50 ships. Scanned what we wanted you to see," came Admiral Song's voice over the communication channel. "Did you really think the species that invented camouflage would show you our real strength?" The battle that followed was not really a battle. It was a demonstration. Commander Lee Soman led the human fleet in tactics that the aliens had never seen. Human ships worked together like a pack of hunters, surrounding and destroying Valkyrie vessels with precision and efficiency. But the most terrifying moment came when the humans showed mercy. "Valkyrie fleet," Admiral Song broadcast, "you are defeated. Your ships are surrounded. Your weapons are outmatched. But we are going to let some of you leave." "Why?" Korthok asked, his voice broken. "Because we want you to carry a message back to your empire. We want you to tell every alien species in the galaxy what you learned here." Jung Taeyong, Earth's chief diplomat, took over the broadcast. His voice was calm, but carried the weight of absolute authority. "Tell them about the species that had for months warning and used it to become your nightmare. Tell them about the humans who don't just survive, we adapt, we overcome, and we remember." Half of the Valkyrie fleet was already destroyed. The surviving ships were badly damaged and trying to escape. "Tell them," Jung continued, "that Earth is no longer a target. It is a fortress. And the humans are no longer prey. We are the apex predators of this galaxy. Tell them what happens when you wake up a sleeping dragon." Fleet Admiral Korthok, his mighty fleet reduced to broken ships and shattered dreams, sent his final message to the Valkyrie Empire. Emergency priority message. To High Command, abort all operations in Sol System. Mark coordinates as forbidden space. The humans are not a primitive species. They are apex predators, disguised as prey. We attacked them with 500 ships. Less than 100 survive. They let us live to carry this warning. Do not go to Earth. Do not threaten Earth. Do not even think about Earth. The humans have awakened, and they are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. As the surviving Valkyrie ships fled into space, Captain Lee Hyun stood on the bridge of humanity's flagship and looked out at the stars. Sir Parkmina said, "Long-range sensors are detecting movement from multiple alien civilizations. They're all moving away from our sector of space." Lee Haeon smiled. It was the smile of a hunter who had just taught the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. "Good," he said. "For too long, humans looked at the stars and wondered if we were alone. Now we know we're not alone." And now, he added, watching the last alien ship disappear into the darkness, the galaxy knows that humans are not afraid of the dark. The dark is afraid of us. The warning had been sent. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer hiding in the shadows. The shadows were hiding from humanity.